All right, so Trump is actually the underdog now in the election. I looked at it a few weeks ago. He was minus 140, meaning he was the favorite. You had to bet $140 to win 100 on Donald Trump. And even just a few weeks ago or a month ago, when Biden was still in, he was like minus 170 or closer to minus 200, meaning that you'd have to bet $200 to win $100. And now I think the last time I checked, it was Trump was like plus 105 or plus 100, meaning that it's about even money. So if you bet $100 on Donald Trump to win, you'd get $100. You'd win $100 and you get your $100 back. So he's come down in the probability of winning. He was the favorite. He was a big favorite against Biden. He was a small favorite against Harris, and now he's the underdog against Harris. And I was kind of wondering why. All the things are lining up for him to be just like a slam dunk winner, with the assassination attempt kind of touching on people's emotional nerve, with Biden being so inept and old. And I think the enthusiasm when Biden dropped out and Harris came in, even though Harris is, really just kind of she just got picked, I think, in large part because of her traits, not necessarily anything to do with who she was. It helps, I think, to be obviously a woman. It helps to be a minority race. You're going to just attract more people that there are some people out there still that will vote for someone just based on whether they're a man or a woman, or whether they're, an Indian man or a black woman or whatever, right? They're going to have identity politics. They're going to associate their vote, or they're going to lean one way because of your race or because of your gender. And that's not a big percentage of people, right? Most people think with their head, but there are people out there that they might not have voted for Biden because Biden's just an old white guy. And now they feel like, well, I wasn't going to vote before because I really don't like Trump, and I really don't think Biden's even going to live past 2025. But now Harris is, more energetic for sure. She's younger. She's able to at least speak. I'm not going to say she speaks competently, but she's able to at least speak. She's able to get up on a stage and actually look somewhat presidential, at least looking. Plus, she's a woman, she's a minority, so that helps too, just in saying, hey, we want a woman to be president, we want a minority to be president. And so that's why Trump's odds have come down. So now he's actually the underdog. So now, the betting odds would say that Harris is going to win because she's a favorite right now. So you can put real money on Harris. She's statistically going to win this election based on what the gambling market is. And why is that? It's pretty much because of what I said. There wasn't a lot of enthusiasm for Joe Biden. He was very old. He couldn't get up on stage. He wasn't really coherent. You saw him walking like in and out of rooms, or on the airplane, he'd fall over. His wife's got to stand next to him just to keep him upright. So it's just not a good look. And Trump, even though people hate Trump, like a certain faction of the society that we have hates Trump. They really do. They're never going to vote for Trump no matter what. I guess it's the same on the other end, but I don't think people really hate Joe Biden or maybe some people hate Kamala Harris, but really it's the same thing as in 2020. It's the same sort of thing. It's like you either are voting for Trump or you're voting against Trump. You're not really voting for Kamala Harris. A lot of people, I don't think, are. They're voting on the premise that they don't like Trump. And we'll have to see what happens, but that might be a stronger turnout because people just don't like Trump, And I was thinking in my own mind, I'm like, well, how is Trump going to lose? The last 4 years, the economy's been, high inflation. There's been, the debt's gone up. People's purchasing power has gone down. Gas prices have gone up. Food prices have gone up. The normal person is kind of struggling a little bit. Home values are becoming more unaffordable for people. Your wages really aren't keeping up with the cost of living. And so I was thinking, well, there's not going to be a lot of enthusiasm for Biden because, he hasn't really done a great job, I don't think, objectively. And he's old, and he's not even able to get up on stage and really say anything. So they realized that, and they kicked him out. And so now they're hoping that just because they have a younger person that is able to get up there and at least be somewhat energetic, that they're going to garner a lot more votes from the people that weren't really enthusiastic about Biden. And I think they might be right. I mean, I really do. I think most people don't think objectively about a lot of this stuff. They just go off emotion, and they go, well, Harris looks more like me, or Harris is a woman, or Harris, isn't, she has maybe a different view on abortion, or whatever your key issue is, right? They're going to lean towards voting for her, whereas before they just might not have voted. And I think that'll hurt Trump. I think it really will hurt Trump. But if I was going to bet on it, I would take Trump. I mean, if you're getting plus money on Donald Trump, basically meaning that you're going to win more than what you bet if he wins, I think that's a good bet, right? Because I would still think in my mind that Donald Trump should be favored, right? He has a better track record. He's a good debater. He's a good negotiator. I think most people would say his presidency was better than Biden's. And I think he's going to fight a little bit harder for the country and have policies that are going to, in large part, be beneficial for more people. Now, maybe I'm just completely wrong, and that's possible, right? I think like I said, there's a lot of people that just think completely differently, or they go off identity politics, or they say, I don't like Trump because he's a white guy, or I don't like Trump because he's abrasive. And now they are given a better option in Harris, just because she's a woman, she's younger, she's able to get up and at least be somewhat competent. And so they're going to vote that way. So this is a really interesting election because of everything that's happened, right? Like Trump was almost killed, and then the current president stepped down, and then you have a vice president who's coming in like 3 months before the election actually happens. But there wasn't a primary or any sort of a process around that. She was just nominated, and now she only has 3 months to campaign. And then you have the debates coming up, and I think Trump will probably do well in the debates. He's good at those. It'll be interesting to see how she does. I think he will get a little bit more favorable after the debates, because I think he's going to do a good job. So he might become the favorite again after one or two of the debates that they have. But I don't know. I think that just the overall dynamics of the country are changing, and so it's kind of hard to predict what most people are thinking. Like, will they vote for Trump, on the economy, or are they just going to say, I don't really even care about that. I just don't like that Trump's all these problems that he has with women, and all his abrasiveness and the way he talks to people. Like, I just don't like that. I'm kind of able to separate the two. It's like, hey, of course, no one's perfect. Trump is very, he's his own person, right? So there's certain things that you don't like about him. There's certain things you do like about him. But if you look at the whole basket, it's like, is he going to be a better option than this other kind of unknown basket of goods, which is Harris? And I don't really know what she's all about. She doesn't really get up there all the time. She says stuff that doesn't make a lot of sense. What will be unbroken will not be, or something, and I don't know. So I'm interested to watch the debates, because she's going to have to actually answer some real questions with Trump there. And who knows? I mean, maybe she would do a good job. I don't know. But I'm just surprised that Trump's the underdog. So you guys let me know what you think. Subscribe for more. See you in the next one.